I wanted to talk. How was UConn? So that was D1 track, right?
D1 track.
So recruited throughout Robbinsville when you were in high school?
Yeah, so the way I got involved with UConn is my coach at Robbinsville at that time, he actually was coached by the coach at UConn.
Okay.
So he sent him an email, just let him know about me. I was never really like recruited. The coach kind of just brought me on as like a walk-on. It was like, hey, we'll give you a shot. I was like, I'll take it. It sounds hype and everything. But what I realized as soon as I started like going there is it really wasn't my vibe. Like everyone there was just so much better than me.
Really?
Everyone. Really? It was insane. Like my times for high school were pretty good. Like not like national level.
All right, so what did you run in high school? Like what
I ran 400, 800. My 400 was like 49.50. My 800 was like 157. Mm-hmm. So it's like times that'll get you like to states and everything.
Certain looks at certain aspects.
Yeah, but it just wasn't like the next level, and that's what D1 like is all about. It's the kids that will go to nationals and place,
and then eventually probably go to the Olympics, right?
Like they could go pro. Right? Yeah. So I got to UConn, and I was just like, these kids are just so much better than me. It was just like I felt so out of place.
Was it like they're so focused on running and getting better, and you were like, whoa, like I'm just trying to figure this shit out?
Not even that. They weren't even like super focused. They didn't even have to try.
It came so natural.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god, that's gotta be frustrating.
And I came from an environment where I was like kind of like one of the best kids in the school.
Yeah.
And I came into a spot where I was like barely even a name on the team, and I'm just like,
the worst.
The coach had a lot of pressure on me in terms of he just kept reminding me like, hey, there's a time trial. If you don't do well, you're off the team. Like I dreaded practice. It was like every single day was just stress,
pure anxiety.
Yeah, and then for instance at TCNJ practices, like I look forward to them. I love being with everyone. I love like leading workouts.
Not as much intensity and
and just the level. Like D3 is just a lot less, but. It's still like everyone still trains like as much as like you would at D1, but it's just like a different mentality. But so I ended up the time trial. I did well for me. It was a 1K, which I never even ran before. It was on an indoor track, shitty indoor track.
The indoor track is so annoying.
It was like 3 lanes. It was bad, and I ran a pretty good time for me. Like I went through like 2:01, which is around my indoor PR at that time. Those guys went through at 2:24, which is like 154, 800, and like I was very much behind them. So coach took me out, and he was like, you won't be able to race some meets. So
that's gotta be like embarrassing.
It was it was bad, dude. I was just
there where you're like, I'm gonna have to like change schools. Is that like when you started thinking about
like this happened like mid-November before Thanksgiving break, and over winter break,
freshman year too, so that's a lot of freshman year. That's a lot. I wasn't doing anything freshman year, and I was still struggling in school.
I
was still struggling in school.
I got to this like school 3.5 hours away from me. It's a brand new environment, barely know anyone, and now I'm just thinking about like what do I do? Like I can't even do the things that I love.
Yeah.
So actually, so the first semester kind of ended on a bad note, but second semester I was like pushing to transfer, but I actually found the chess club there, and those kids actually became like some of my close friends. Like a couple of them I still talk to like 2 years later, and they were the ones that like maybe found like happiness in chess.
There you go.
Pushed me. And so I guess like there was like some good things that came from UConn.
Yeah.
But track wise, no. That was not the move for me.
It was getting rough.
The reason why I like honestly went to UConn like from high school was honestly not for a really good reason. It was because I kind of just like was caught in the act of like pleasing others.
Well, and like, you're going D1.
Exactly.
Bro.
I was kind of like there for the high school hype, yo D1 bro, like. Literally, like,
bro.
And like I was considering TCNJ too, like at that time too, but I kind of just like they were like, okay, like you could join the team, and I was like, all right, full send, like full send, all in, and I didn't really think that like I could be so much happier somewhere else.
Yeah.
I just kind of
didn't even weigh the options.
Yeah, I got caught up on like, yo, people are like noticing me for being track, like. dude, after high school, nobody cares what you did in high school. You know, like it's. I look back on them like, dude, I honestly should have just went to TCNJ.
It means so much when you were there, though. It's like, I gotta play these.
It's popular.
It's so important. I can't mess up.
But yeah, that's actually how I got into like UConn and everything. But yeah, I've loved my transfer back.
Where's UConn? UConn's Connecticut, University of Connecticut.
Yeah,
it's cold.
3.5 hours away. Yeah,
it's cold.
I had 8 a.m.s where the temperature was like 15 degrees when I woke up.
That's terrible.
It was bad.
That's terrible. I had a few 8 a.m.s, but not quite 15 degrees. So now you're at TCNJ, and you're running for TCNJ. Are you doing cross country and track, or just track? Or
just track. So
how does it work? How does the whole like cross country track? How does that work?
Yeah, so I was gonna get into that. So so I'm a mid distance runner, 400, 800, and the 4-8 group is like a really interesting group. Like different coaches have different aspects of it. At UConn, I didn't run cross country, but I trained with the distance team. And so I did a lot more mileage than I was even like used to in high school. Like I was constantly just like
with the guys putting the miles.
Oh, dude, there's some kids that hit 110 mile weeks.
That's crazy.
It's insane. Like I was getting up to like 45, and even that was hard for me. Yeah,
easy. You're like, dude, they putting on another 50 miles a week.
Literally,
it's really crazy.
In high school, I did like max like 30. Like,
why do you need to do more? You know, like look back at it.
So I told like my UConn coach a couple of times, like I'm not like a distance runner. Like throw me in a 400, I'll run like a 49.50. Like. I'm not a distance runner, but he just kind of never got around that, and he just treated me like I was like a 8 miler instead. Was bad for me. Just I was constantly like kind of like hurt every now and then. Like it just wasn't a good feeling. The coach at TCNJ, he treats the sprint 4-8 group as long sprinters. Okay. So we do.
I mean, that's kind of what you are, right? Like a long sprinter.
But we don't do a lot of like distance, to be honest.
Long runs. And stuff
we run like twice a week of like actual distance runs. The rest is all like either workouts like on the track, or it's like loose build-ups, like stuff that'll like prep you for those days, and just like maintain like a kind of a faster intensity than like distance running. And I definitely like that a lot more, because I felt like the thing that was wrong at UConn was I was just getting hurt because I'm not a distance runner.
So much volume. So much volume.
And I just wasn't used to it. I wasn't prepared. So, so at TCNJ, the coach doesn't have me run cross country. We train throughout the fall, like a little lighter stuff, but then we get into the season. We have like a time trial in like mid-October. And then we start rolling with like the sprint workouts. And it's like, I mean, in winter last year, I got a personal best in the indoor 4 and in the indoor 8. So whatever he's doing is working. I couldn't carry that to spring because spring got canceled. But but I'm happy where things are. I'm excited to improve, and I think that's the right coaching style for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.